Hi, this is Chad Nicefield from the band Wilson, and you're watching MetalkrantTV. I very much prepared for this European tour. I probably over-prepared for this European tour. I have so many checklists that I think that I'm losing my mind because I've made too many little notches. I should have let some notches go. We are a beer-laden group of misfits traveling around in a van, wreaking havoc across your fine country. We find ourselves referring to our live show and our band in general as the best/last Friday night on Earth that you have yet to experience. We like to keep our rock and roll pretty much to the roots. We come and kick you in the nuts and give you a kiss on the cheek type sort of a thing, you know. We are the dirt they won't step in. Man, there's so many of them. Being here in the Netherlands, having a conversation with you is a pretty big highlight of my life. But I'd say some of this being able to come over here and play for anybody is pretty incredible in general, especially from where I come from back home. You know, it's kind of a pipe dream type sort of a thing. Under the ground and left for dead. Only the darkness knows our names. Definitely been there's more bullets in the gun, that's for sure. Right now we're firing on all cylinders. That's for sure. I think that it's also a different, for a band coming from a place where it was kind of no holds bar, you did what you want type sort of a thing. Learning how the industry works is another interesting facet to putting out a record in general, and it's been really fun. The experience has been really fun. Having a team versus being, a singular unit trying and scraping and to catch anything you can. Having wonderful people that believe in what you're doing and believe in you as people is pretty cool. Covered in black, we walk through flames. My favorite song on the record is "Windows Down." Hands down, I think that's everybody in the band's favorite song off the record, followed closely by "The Flood" and "I Am the Fly." Those are our three favorite off the record.
Why?
I think there's like a sort of like "Windows Down" is written about growing up in Detroit and knowing that the majority of your lives is going to be spent working hard and moving forward. It's kind of like our anthem of moving forward in life in general, and it's just a catchy song. I got my buddy Tesco V from the Meatmen, and a legendary punk rock band from back home, to guest and open it. It's a fun song. The Flood I particularly like because it opened up a new door for us as a band, to places that we didn't necessarily think we could go or would go. And "I Am the Fly" was written in a cabin up north, about 5 hours north of where we live, and we just shut ourselves in this cabin for 5 days and wrote a bunch of tunes, and one of those tunes happened to be that song. It was the first time that we sat down and wrote with no intention of anything at all. It was just like, we're gonna write songs and do a bunch of drugs and drink a bunch of beer, and this is whatever comes of it, and that song we ended up keeping. So I think we're all really proud of the way it turned out. Are you ready to die? Come on, look in my eyes. Are you ready to die? Man, that's a hard one.
If you can pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with touring because you never know how your efforts are gonna pay off in the studio. As far as people connecting, but when you see that happen in front of you, and seeing a room tied together by song is way cool. There's the egotistical side of things of being like, oh, fucking creating in the studio, and this is my baby, and it sounds so good. But perspective is what's really key there. I mean, you never know if what you're doing is a piece of shit or if it's actually gold. In our case, it's usually shit that we rubbed gold out of, that sort of thing. So going on the road and watching the shit come off and realizing that it's gold is key for our band. Cover my cloth that's torn and stained. Yeah, we've written about 20 songs.
Oh wow.
Some of them are finished demos, some of them are rough ideas. I have a whole phone full of me singing in the shower type sort of things. Yeah, we never stop working, you know. So it's not like we go home and sit around or something like that. It's we go home, we unload our trailer, and we practice the very next day. And I meet up on Sundays when everybody else is is taking the time to hang with their families or whatever it is. I'm in the studio with Jason writing material and things like that. We don't believe in days off. And if you're taking a day off and you're out there, you're not doing it right. I'm just joking. I don't know about this year, as our plans kind of ramp up towards touring in the States and stuff. We would love to, if you're watching, we'd love to come. But if not this year, our goal will be next year for sure. We take them as they come, type sort of thing. Well, we get off of this tour, and then we're going to go home and we're going to tour, and then we're going to play a bunch of festivals in May, and then we're going to tour, and then we're going to tour, and then we're going to tour, and then we're going to tour. I don't know. I don't think in this year, no. I don't foresee that happening in this year. We haven't planned or penned anything or booked studio time or something like that. But on our downtime, we're writing towards that, yeah, for sure. Hey, thank you for having me. Thanks, metalkrant. Rise! Rise! Rise!